Some matchups scream pitcher's duel, others, a full-blown strikeout fiesta or a complete fade. But tonight, we've got one of the clearest under alerts of the week. We start in Chicago, where Sean Burke is set to take the mound for the White Sox. And right away, our model throws up a red flag. Under alert on Burke's 4.5 strikeout line. The books have it juiced to the under at -125, and we're going the same way. Let's break it down. The Diamondbacks are a nightmare matchup for strikeout props. They rank 3rd in walk-to-strikeout ratio, 5th in both batting average and OBP, and top 3 in runs created and extra base hits. Simply put, they put the ball in play and don't chase. And Burke? He's inconsistent at best. Here's what the stat sheet doesn't show on your favorite sports books. He's gone under 4.5 Ks in 3 of his last 5 starts, including a 4 strikeout outing in just 3.2 innings versus Houston, where he gave up 8 hits and 7 earned. His last start versus St. Louis? 5.1 innings, only 2 earned runs, but still finished with 7 strikeouts. His ceiling in recent outings. Even in his longest start, 7.0 innings pitched versus Detroit, he only recorded 5 Ks, barely clearing the line. So while he's shown flashes, the command issues, 7 walks in his last 3 starts, and the matchup against one of MLB's most disciplined offenses paint a clear picture. Matchup grade B for Arizona, F for Chicago. Unless Burke throws a gem, this spot leans heavily toward the under. Sean Burke. We're sorry, my guy, but we're going under 4.5 strikeouts. And as a slight edge, in Arizona's last game, Marte was visibly emotional on the field, moved to tears after a fan allegedly made a cruel comment about his late mother, who passed away in 2017. The moment didn't go unnoticed. Cameras caught Marte wiping his eyes in the dugout, and manager Torey Lovullo confirmed after the game that the situation was deeply personal. But rather than fold under the weight of emotion, Marte responded the only way he knows how, with his bat. In the very first inning, he launched a solo homer against the White Sox, setting the tone and showing he's the emotional heartbeat of this team. Moments like that can rally a clubhouse, and you have to imagine Arizona comes into tonight's game with an edge, locked in, focused, and playing for more than just a win. That added intensity could be bad news for a shaky arm like Burke. Real quick, if you're into breakdowns like this, you'll love what we've got going on at splitlabs.net. We track public betting splits across every sport. NBA, MLB, NFL, you name it. Plus matchup insights, team rankings, and even prop predictors to help you spot edges before the lines move. This isn't just picks. It's the same data the books are using to set prices, and we make it easy to read and actually use. You can try it free for 7 days, and if you like it, use code YouTube for 50% off your first month. No BS, no sportsbook affiliation, just clean, transparent data for smarter betting. Alright, back to the breakdown. Next up, we've got Gore versus Nick Pivetta in what looks like a middle-of-the-board matchup. Nothing flashy at first glance, but if you dig into the strikeout numbers, there might be an edge hiding here. Let's start with Nick Pivetta, sitting at 5.5 strikeouts, and the books are juiced to the over at -145, with the under at +115. But the question is, do the numbers back that confidence? We're not sold. Washington may not be a top-tier offense, but they don't strike out much. They rank 4th in fewest Ks on the season. Their walk-to-K ratio is middle of the pack, and their OBP and slugging are bottom tier, and so they make contact, but rarely do damage. That contact is what matters here. Even soft contact keeps Pivetta's K total in check. And historically, Pivetta's not a lock to clear 6 against teams like this. His expected output is about 6.1 Ks over 5.6 innings, but against a low K team like Washington, he'd need to be ultra efficient to get there. The public may be chasing the over, but we see value on the plus money under. Now flipping to Mackenzie Gore, also lined at 5.5 Ks, but the books are leaning the other way. Under is juiced at negative 140, over closer to even money. This one is trickier. Gore's averaging 7.7 strikeouts per start, which looks fantastic. But the Padres are the third toughest team to strike out, and they're disciplined, even if they're underwhelming in most other offensive categories. The model grades this as a toss-up. He's got the stuff, but the matchup limits upside. So what do we like here? Pivetta under 5.5 Ks plus 115, especially if the public keeps hammering the over. Gore is a stay away unless you're betting on talent over matchup. The risk isn't worth it tonight. Lastly, we're diving into a low-key matchup between the Rays and Royals, but don't let the names fool you. This one could be a trap if you're not paying attention to the details. Let's start with the strikeout lines. Drew Rasmussen, 3.5 Ks, over -105, under -125. Our model leans under, and it makes sense when you break it down. Rasmussen averages just 4.5 Ks per start, over 5.3 innings, and the Rays haven't been letting him go deep into games. Kansas City is a brutal strikeout matchup. They rank second in fewest Ks, and they rarely chase pitches out of the zone. Despite KC's overall offensive struggles, they're bottom 5 in nearly every category. They still make contact and extend at-bats. That's a bad combo for Rasmussen. Short leash plus contact-heavy lineup. Verdict: lean under 3.5 Ks. The number is sharp, but you're paying negative 125 for a guy who may not go 6 innings. That is why this is a lean, which means we don't feel strongly enough about it. And your best bet is to avoid this until you yourself can make a better case on why you think he'd hit or miss his line. Now, Michael Wacha. This one's tricky. The over is heavily juiced at -170, but our model says toss-up. Wacha's season average line is 4.3 Ks over 5.7 innings, and Tampa Bay does strike out a bit. They rank 19th in Ks. But this price is steep. You're laying serious juice for a guy who hasn't been dominant, and the Rays rank top 12 in OBP, slugging, and extra base hits. That means longer innings, more base traffic, and fewer clean frames to stack strikeouts. Wacha has cleared this number before, but not consistently enough to justify negative 170. Our verdict: no bet or look for an alt line. We're not paying that kind of juice on a coin flip. So here's the predictor's official picks. Drew Rasmussen, lean under 3.5 Ks, -125 Wacha. Pass unless the number drops or the price improves. And that's tonight's strikeout board broken down. Top leans, matchup traps, and a few sneaky value spots the public might miss. We're officially entering the dog days of summer. That weird stretch where it's just baseball every day, all day. No NBA, no hockey. And let's be honest, a lot of casual bettors are starting to feel it. Less action, fewer edges, more boredom bets. If you're not careful, you'll burn your bankroll chasing overs and underdogs with no real data behind it. That's where we come in. SplitLabs.net is built for this exact stretch. Real-time public betting data, market insights, daily prop breakdowns, and including our full Strikeout Predictor tool that updates every morning. Whether you're betting one game or building a full card, we've got the tools to help you do it smarter. Hit that like button, drop your favorite pick in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss a single breakdown. Good luck tonight, and don't sweat the heat. We're just getting warmed up.